So I'm so excited for our headliner. This person is a powerhouse in the Boston scene. They're booked and blessed and performing all around. So everybody put your hands together. Roll a fatty for this baddie, because it's Maddie Kelly. Woo!
Hi, you may know, my name is Maddie Kelly. You may know me from pacing awkwardly for the last 5 minutes. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me on this show. This is actually the first headline I've ever done in my life. So yeah, I hope you guys like books, because I have to have mine up tonight because my new medication's making me a little bit forgetty spaghetti. But yeah. I went to art school. I went to art school. I actually went to Northeastern, and I just graduated. But I did I changed my major so many times. I just ended up at studio art, and they're like, great news, we don't have a studio art department. Take all your classes at the SMFA. And I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah, it was kind of bad. My experience, it was odd, because a lot of it was just holding hands and talking about how important what we were doing was. You know what I mean? Like, what we're doing is so important. And then there's like that one kid with the most violent haircut you've ever seen that decides to get the audacity to be delusional enough to say, actually, what we're doing might be the most important. And they're like, and I have to be like, the most important? Have you been to a hospital? I doubt the surgeon's like, quick, we need help in the emergency room. Oh my God, what's going on? That painting has too much blue in it. Quick, get the oil painter that we keep on retainer. So I'm really looking forward to joining the workforce. Class wasn't always fun, you'd show up and they'd be like, all right, class, today we're doing self-portraits from memory. Okay, just say you want me to kill myself. Like, body dysmorphia is a bitch. And the worst thing is when I actually did a painting of myself, how I feel that I look, you know what I mean? Just to really, like do that exposure, to see my flaws. And someone was like, this looks just like you. So that's where we are right now. Going from art school to comedy is what I've been doing for the last 2 years, and it is a wild ride, let me tell you. In the morning, you're starting off, you're at art school, and you're in a lecture about how stairs are racist. And somehow at 6 p.m., you're at an open mic, and some comic is going, that joke wasn't racist. Spoiler alert, stairs are not racist, but that joke definitely was. Talking about politics in both these locations is tough. Talking to art school students about politics is like, it's like being in a Socratic seminar exclusively filled by people dropped on their heads as children. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And talking to comics about politics is a lot like fighting on Facebook with the parents that dropped their kids on the heads. Turn page. Yeah, and all right, you guys want to talk about abortion? I'll fucking do it. I don't give a shit. Let's get controversial. Uh-oh. Abortion is a hard truth about our society that we need to accept if we want to live in a civilized, manner. Yeah, I said it. Fucking sue me, Trident Bookstore. I know you're all just violently pro-life. I have older parents. My mom actually had me at 45. I do. And okay, before you guys get up in arms, I have to say, as a woman, having a child that late in life is wrong, unnatural, and against God. I'm just joking. like pussy slay, thank you, mom. Like, they're like, my parents are surprised that I'm a comedian, but I'm like, come on, mom. Even the greats weren't pitching fastballs at 45. Like, just be grateful I'm not also a magician, you know? She calls me her miracle baby, which is not as nice as she thinks it sounds, you know what I mean? Like, that's not really what you call plan A. Not everything went according to her dream journal. You know, she was just like, wow, I just can't believe something even happened at my age. Something, bitch! I graduated magna cum laude. Like, what are you talking? Something. Okay, whatever. That's okay. It's not that hard to graduate that high in an art degree, but still, it's on my resume. You know, they go, you weren't an accident. You were a surprise. You know what I mean? You know, you were a surprise. Okay, he's not a murderer, don't worry. He got charged with triple manslaughter. Like, that's... alright. Accident, not a surprise, not an accident. If you have seen me cross the street, you know I will leave this world in the exact opposite way. In an accident, but definitely not in a surprise. My parents didn't tell me, you know, a lot of stuff that they probably should have. You know, they were older, so they were just like, sex and dating, you got it. I did not get it. I did not understand at all. So whenever my thirst for knowledge struck, I would consult the ancient texts, WikiHow, and first of all, can we talk about these illustrations? Who's doing these? Is it the hospital painter? Like, no. These strange airplane safety car characters committing indescribable acts in genuinely the worst art style I've ever seen in my entire life. If ChatGPT can do art, it's that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a complete misunderstanding of the human character. Anyways, I would go on WikiHow. I'd be like, how to get boys to like you. I was doing research. And I printed it out because even looking on the internet, I was still the child of boomers. I was like, print! And then I'd look at it at night and read every single step. And then I'd do every single step. And then I was quickly sent to a mental institution at the age of 13. It was fun. I got Dr. Filled, which, if you don't know what that means, it just means I got sent to a ranch. The paperwork for which burned up in a fire, and God, that's such a good joke, and I just stumbled over it, and I'm so mad, but I'm gonna get you guys back on my side, I promise. You know, I didn't even get to be on TV, so it's like 0 to Maddie v. the healthcare industry, so at this point it's like more, but before I got sent to this ranch, how are y'all feeling on this ranch stuff? Are you like pulling back, or like do you want to hear like? Cause this shit's crazy. This shit's bananas. Let me tell you. Before I got sent to the ranch, I got to go to a really cool place called a behavioral assessment institution, which is just as much of a horror movie as it sounds. Looking back, they didn't really give us what we needed. You know what I mean? They didn't give us the positive reinforcement that we needed, or like enough food, and during this time I was actually misdiagnosed with autism. It turns out I'm just annoying. I actually had to like hire someone to go through the document that they gave me, like the dossier that's like, what's wrong with Maddie? And they're like, well, first of all, they spelled your name wrong like 4 times on the first page. I'm like, just glad I know they were being professional. And, you know, the funny thing is that the disease that they actually diagnosed me with doesn't exist anymore. Like, it's like pre-autism. It's like before they figured out about autism. You know what I mean? It's like wild, you know, to be sitting there and ask the guy, hey, why am I being locked in this horrible, horrible place? And he takes out he puts away the DSM-5 and pulls out the DSM-3. That's a trip. I guess I really was born in the wrong generation, you know? Sometimes, when I got to the ranch, we were sometimes allowed to go to the gas station. Oh, yeah. It was weird when those little child brides would run up to you, though. They'd be like, what's going on in the outside world? I'm like, I don't know, bitch. I'm trapped here, too. Sucks. We should be both in 8th grade right now, but life, you know, crazy ride. The staff of this place was made up with people who absolutely should not have been working there. Like, I feel like they were viewing it through the lens of them being like a quirky group of misfits just trying their best at this institution while they were just like traumatizing 12-year-olds. Like, God, white people, you know what I mean? Like, you know, same, but you know, half of them were, you know, a combination of bored housewives and ex-cops, so the best. And when you hear of ex-cops, you're like, okay, well, at least it can't get worse. Wrong. This other group used, what's it called? Nepotism. That's a SAT word. Nepotism to get themselves hired. You know, they use their connections to get people who might not necessarily be good in this institution to get hired. And you know what they were? They were all part of the same improv comedy troupe. I can't get through that. I'm sorry. They were not funny too. Like, you know, they really, you know, they're like, we're gonna yes and. Yes, the man who wrestles you to the ground while trying to escape will be an improv comedian. And so will the man driving the van that you are getting wrestled back into. Yeah, I have PTSD. It's rough, you know, when the therapist goes, so what are your triggers? And I don't say, you know, the smell of gunpowder, children screaming, improv comics. I genuinely, like, the other day, someone was like, do you like improv comedy? I'm like, I fucking hate improv comedy. Whoa, where did that come from? But, you know, that's fine. So we're gonna do some more relatable material now. Get that out of the way. So y'all like books, right? Can James Patterson stop writing books about women getting kidnapped? Like, find a new topic. At this point, he's just manifesting. You know what I mean? Like, it's like he's like gold journaling. Jordan Peterson's back in the news. Fuck yeah. Just kidding. Yeah, he's back in the news. If you don't know who Jordan Peterson is, he just sort of washes up in your YouTube recommended like a dead corpse, unbidden. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't know because I have sex and I don't watch YouTube videos. I'm really like that. Yeah, if you don't know who he is, he's basically Canada's answer to the question, what if Tucker Carlson lived through the Dust Bowl? You can see it in his eyes, you know what I mean? I assume he died and came back to life, because that's just the vibe he's given right now, sort of reanimated corpse slay, you know? Speaking of Jesus, how come when I say Jesus was the Yoko Ono of Judaism? How come when I say that, I get kicked out of Bible camp and r/Beatles in the same 36 hours? They didn't even, I don't even use Reddit. They just found out about me. I'm a menace. I tell it like it is. You know what? I'm a menace. I tell it like it isn't. Jesus was my type. Like, let's be real. No, come on. Like, stay with me here. Like, long hair, sandals, daddy issues, goes to the desert to hallucinate on purpose. Except my guys are more like Burning Man, not Burning Bush. That's the Torah. That was a little trick question for you. That was Moses. I should cut that tag. I should just let you believe that I know what I'm talking about. All right, so dating's crazy, right, guys? Is anyone here on a date? No, cool. So we're gonna skip these jokes. I'm not really into casual sex, you know. I sort of play it competitively, and I don't. For that reason, I don't really like to sleep with anyone that I feel could take me in a fight, you know. Y'all are looking really hot tonight, by the way. I got laid a ton in art school. Yeah, I wish I could have said that I dealt with my relationships in college in a healthy way, but every time I wanted to, I was overcome with the overwhelming urge to put every single man who ever expressed interest in me in one group chat and then throw my phone into the sea. Kiss each other. I am going to war. Yeah, my ex-boyfriends have kind of been like a sad clown parade of sexually submissive liberal arts majors. And we can't both be Zooey Deschanel, you know what I mean? Like there's gotta be, you know, man, dating in Boston is like playing Russian roulette if all the bullets had DUIs. I think they should make a horror VR game called Kevin Drives You Home from a Date, you know? An immersive experience. It's like, babe, it's okay, I'm really good at drunk driving. That's worse. Please. There's a reason Kevin's Toyota looks like a crumpled up White Claw can. I hate how people talk about sex, you know. We fooled around. Oh, did you get your nose, Jessica? Fucking cunt. Yeah. I feel like recently, I've always known I was bi, but I feel like I was like gaslighting myself. I was like, I'm just doing it for attention. And then I was like, oh, I'm not doing it for attention. I feel like your first gay relationship is a lot of like, what's the deal with gay stuff, huh? Yeah, and that, you know, wears thin over a while. Being bi is fun because for some people it translates directly into, please ask me to make out with your girlfriend, and, you know, I never want to be in a situation where I feel like I have to prove how gay I am. But more importantly, your girlfriend's kind of ugly, man, and I don't do that. Okay, you're pulling back. All women are beautiful. Being queer lady is cool because the porn of you isn't for you. It's actually not that cool. But it's fine, you know, I get it. It's kind of like how Sunday school isn't for the kids. It's for the pedophiles, you know what I mean? Put all your eggs in one basket. Pride was fun. Pride's cool because you get to see some of our nation's most destructive entities appropriate AAV on Twitter. Yas, Queen Mama. Okay, Lockheed Martin. We here at Raytheon, we here at Blackwater Military Contracting want to give a huge shout out to our LGBTQIA war criminals. Stop laughing, this is serious. You guys get up every day and slay civilians. I was at Target last year during Pride and they had like wedding decor, but it said "Love Wins" on it, which I think is like a little odd, you know? It's kind of like going up to your friend who's getting married and being like, I'm okay with this. Whatever y'all want to do, I support from a legal standpoint. Okay, like, thank you. I don't want to say we should cancel Pride, but after this is a joke. Hold on. The day after my girlfriend and I went to Delta Pride, brought to you by Delta Airlines. I don't know, man. We live in a fucking hellscape. We broke up, so not saying we should cancel, but maybe a week. Homos, all right? I'm so sorry. Homophobia today is too boring. I know that's one of the leading problems facing the LGBT community right now. It's too boring. Let's look at ancient Greece. Only homophobic to bottoms. That's fun. That's hilarious. I can get behind that, you know. Remember that baker that hated the minorities, you know? If you want to separate yourself from homosexuality that bad, are you really gonna be a cake decorator? Like, this place is only accepting to traditional masculinity. Now, please let me put you on hold while I go frost some sugar plums and roses on this cake. Sprinkle some fairy dust and get that sent out. Their fairy tale themed wedding. I am a queer woman, but as you can tell from my set, I am more importantly a capitalist, and so I called this guy up, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man, I don't agree with you, but if you want to make t-shirts, I've got a slogan. Life begins at confection. I want 50%. I want 50%, which, if you don't know, is how much of a person he thinks I am. And he said, fuck you, and hung up the phone. This didn't happen. You ever see those documentaries with like people who call themselves rogue historians, but it's just people suffering from schizophrenia? You know, and you're just like, damn. Okay, enablers. Give this man an honorary PhD. Igloos are made by aliens. I agree. I have my own rogue historian theory, and it's that the United States was actually founded by stand-up comedians. I mean, let's think about it. Guys drunkenly yelling at you in a bar, telling you how the world should work. That's stand-up comedy. I mean, it shouldn't be, but it is. And, I think maybe all this stuff that we're like, oh my god, it's so important, maybe they're jokes. You know what I mean? Like, we have to let kids get mowed down by AK-47s at school, because look at what they wrote on the back of this bar menu. Thank you. The year 2097. I'm taking you for a ride, all right? Mom, I found your OnlyFans. Oh my god, where was it? Chronicled in the Library of Congress, of course. This is the future we're facing if we don't curb government surveillance. Does ACAB apply to Bella's dad from Twilight? Just asking. You know how they have oh my god, wait. Sorry. You know how they have strip clubs for women where it's hot Australian dudes, you know what I mean? I feel like those strip clubs are using the wrong business model, so I'm gonna pitch it to you right now, okay? Any investors? So you go in, and then the guys up front are super duper nice to you and actually interested, and then they get weird and distant, and then don't call you, and then reach out for a personal loan to start a podcast. I feel like you would make way more money. Maybe he really likes me again. I think movies for women are stupid too, you know? It's always oh no, my boyfriend cheated on me with my sister and then killed my dog. Time to lose 75 pounds, change my personality, and get a makeover. Because I'm the problem. That's fun, right? I don't hate men. I know maybe it seems like I do from the words that I say. But, you know, I don't hate men. Some of the closest people to me in lines have been men. You know what I mean? So, God bless. I don't know. I feel like a portion of the men in medicine are in it exclusively for the violence. Like, I just gotta say it. Okay? A lot of male medical students in this room. I'm really sorry. I'm sure you guys are very good at your jobs. It's just like they're making these shows based on something. You know what I mean? Especially men and women's health. You know, I'm sure there are plenty of great male gynecologists. Are you a male gynecologist? You're going to be? Oh, just in women's health? Yeah, that's awesome. That's totally great. I just think it's weird for a man to show up at medical school like, I gotta major in pussy. I'm tired of pretending that's not weird. Sorry, I support you as an individual. I'm just looking at trends, you know, I'm like a forecaster. I actually had how much time do I have left? Okay, cool. I had a weird run-in with a healthcare professional the other day. It was super fun. I was sitting on that cold ass table and he comes in, total stereotype, right? White coat, glasses, clipboard, little clicky pen with the flashlight. Really the spork of writing utensils, am I right? Like, he comes in and he's like, Maddie, I have to tell you something. I'm like, just tell me, man. Don't psych me out. Like, you don't have to do a warm-up act, you know? So I'm really worried, and he goes, I just need to tell you that you've grown really nicely into your body. Men and medicine, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, pardon? Is that a diagnosis? And he goes, well, as your dentist, I feel like we really got to know each other. I'm like, yeah, you do put your hands in my mouth a lot. The cool thing, though, about having old parents is that when I got to the car, I got in and I told my dad what happened. And he goes, he said that to you? Like, in there? I was like, yeah. He goes, that's hilarious. All right, I'm Maddie Kelly. I run Laughter Rap and Cool Babes Head Show. Thank you so much. Give it up for your host. Give it up for all the talent tonight.
Keep it going for Maddie Kelly, everybody. Come on, big round of applause. Let's get that energy.